This is Sex Talk with Natasha. I'm so excited to be with you tonight. And we are very excited to offer a webinar tonight called I'm Not in the Mood, 5 Tips and Strategies to Dealing with Being the Lower Libido Partner in a Relationship. This is a topic that comes up often in my practice, and we will also be doing its counterpart next, which will be 5 tips and strategies to dealing with being the higher libido partner. So that will be kind of coming up next. This will be a 2-part series. Like I said, it's a topic that comes up a lot. It's a very interesting and complex topic that affects both males and females. And I'm really excited to dive into kind of 5 different tips and strategies that we can cover. First tip that we'll be talking about is, anytime that people consider themselves low libido, or maybe their partners are complaining and talking about how, hey, I think you're low libido, you're the low libido partner, however, whatever language we use for that, there tends to be a sense of, what's wrong with me? Am I broken? Am I frigid? There's something wrong with me? Why can't I want to want? These are types of the things I hear a lot of times. So we're going to try to work on dispelling some of those myths of brokenness. I think that this is a good webinar for not only the low libido partner to listen to, but also the higher libido partner, so you kind of understand what types of things your partner might be considering or thinking about or might be going through. And we're also going to talk about diagnostic criteria. There is actually a diagnosis for sexual arousal desire disorder for women and hypoactive arousal disorder for men. So there are diagnostic criteria that you may want to be aware of, but whether or not you meet those diagnostic criteria, you may still have a discrepancy issue in your relationship. So you don't have to be diagnosable for this to be an issue in your relationship. And then, like I said, it's a very common one. So that's the number 1 tip and kind of thing that we're going to do, is just really educate ourselves about the topic. 2, that we'll definitely get into tonight, is looking at the many things that can affect desire, as well as understanding the difference between desire and arousal. Some people understand that difference very well and some don't. And it's a very important thing to understand the difference of, to understand what might be happening for you, either psychologically or physiologically. So we're going to dive into the many things, and it won't be, all exhaustive, but it'll be a pretty comprehensive list of the things that might be interfering with desire, so that you can kind of understand whether or not those things might be affecting you. The number 3 tip is really questioning whether or not this is something you want to quote unquote work on. Sometimes people are, wondering, is this something I even want to spend time or energy focusing on, or is this something that I want to be more, maybe take a more accepting approach? So we're going to talk about some of the reasons why you might go either way, because either way is reasonable for different reasons. So I want you to be able to consider that. The number 4 bullet point that we'll be covering are the actual tips and strategies if you decide that you do want to potentially work on libido and desire. What are some things that you can actually do about that? And then the number 5 bulleted point is really going to address a lot more of the relational issues and the relational dynamics that can be at play. This 2-part series is a good webinar for either the low or the high libido partner to listen to, because there's just a lot of things that would apply to either one. I think it's really important to understand your own position, but then also maybe understand the position of the other person on the other side of the sexual equation. And next week we will be kind of doing the same webinar, but focused on how to deal with being the high libido partner in a relationship. So with that, we hope that you have a great week. Lots of great sexual energy going your way. Take care.